entertainer is the Fan.
Don't miss your Minnesota Wild this Wednesday as they return from the All-Star break against the Chicago Blackhawks. Puck drops at 8:30 with a pregame starting at 8:15 right here on KFAN.
Now joining the Power Trip Morning Show, Michael J. Mussman, the third Muss, Ben Muss.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Hi, Ben.
Hi, Mussy.
What's new?
What's up, dude?
Hi, Muss.
How was your trip?
It was wonderful.
Saucy, good for you. I saw a bunch of pictures and
At Leber Spot.
At Leber Spot.
Yeah,
it looked like you had a wonderful time. Good for
I'd
you,
also
man.
like to see her topless.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you play that?
Did you see
You were
any of that?
topless, right?
Yeah, multiple times.
Did you see any of that on the beach?
No, it's not a topless beach.
Well, I know, but there are some people that just...
I love it.
No, but
Depending where they're from.
Yeah,
it's just
depending on where
kind
they're
of a
from.
thing.
European, they're over there.
Yeah.
Did you have a private pool or was it a community pool?
It's a community.
You didn't have like your own little private infinity pool?
No.
Would you have gone sans panties if you had your own private pool?
No.
Have you ever been to a nude beach?
No. I don't think so, no.
I think you would remember.
I have
you
not.
would
recall, for sure.
No, I have not. Or the topless deck on a cruise ship. Who's been to that?
Mark
Rosen?
Rosen.
He was on the deck above. So
Yeah.
that
Are you
was
sure that he knew where he was going, though?
He just couldn't find seating. Couldn't find seating. He
think
wanted to
was
read
just-
the newspaper.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to like catch up on the news.
Yeah.
You know, he was just
Thought that's
trying
where
to
the
get a
buffet
good
was.
view of the whole thing. You know, you want to get to the highest point.
Yeah, he wanted to
Right.
read the paper on a cruise ship. Definitely wasn't using that as a penis shield.
Not the beaver.
Wanted to read the paper.
Penis Shield. There's your podcast. Zach, would you find the comic from earlier today? Just a quick on-air bit.
Okay.
This guy also agrees that shower drinking is the best.
Oh, yeah.
I drink in my shower. I drink in my shower. Not like I need to drink so much that it carries over. I wait for the shower. I choose to drink in the shower because everybody deserves a spa day in this world. And why is it perfectly acceptable? Oh, drive out somewhere and go to a spa. And if you lay down in their establishment with rose petals and champagne, that's fine. But I do it vertically in my own home with a six-pack on the back of the toilet for easy reaching. I'm some sort of scumbag all of a sudden. It's the one room you can be alone and naked and have a cocktail in. Let's set it up. I have an event for myself. I have the drinks on the back of the toilet. Don't bring them in there with you. You don't need them that close. I have a waterproof Bluetooth speaker for the shower shelf. I put the iPod on shuffle in the other room, and I let Steve Jobs DJ my mood from beyond the grave.
See?
And he gets it right. All
Shower
right,
beer is
DJ
good.
Steve, that's the 160 gig model, 35,000 songs. I got about a 9X roommates libraries on there. What can you do for me? 5 Motorhead tunes, then 3 Lionel Richie jams.
Yeah, shower beers are awesome. But this is a weird statement to make, is that one time I was having a shower champagne, and I thought, what is going on in my life?
Why would you think that?
I don't know. The beer was fine. But then the champagne, I'm like, you're trying to be fancy.
Yeah, too bougie for you.
Right, yeah.
You lost your way.
Right, exactly.
see, I
mean, having a pizza while you're sitting in the shower, I've done that too.
What?
Can I come over and watch?
Oh, Rose.
Oh, yeah, slices,
Slices on the pizza. How does that work?
It's easy. You just hold on to it with one hand.
Yeah, it's really hot. Oh, yeah.
Muss, do you have a bucket list?
Yes.
You do?
I do, yeah.
It seems like your bucket list is just places to drink. Because garage,
necessarily.
check.
Yeah.
Treadmill, check.
Yep.
Shower, check.
Yep. Yeah.
How much of your bucket list does not involve drinking? This is kind of an intervention.
No, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. That
Do you really
doesn't
have,
involve.
do you have an actual bucket list? I was mostly kidding, but you answered it pretty sincerely.
I get
You
to
have
do
an actual bucket list.
I get to do one of those, and maybe I will have a cocktail. Don't know, but going to the Masters. I will not be going to Vegas with you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to the Masters.
Masters.
So I'm so stoked about that.
That's
I
a top
can't-
5 or 10 or so
Oh,
on
for
your
sure.
bucket list?
Oh, for
That's
sure.
gonna be
Give me the rest of the list that is arable.
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Yeah. So Masters.
That's it.
Do you have other spots around the world or other events or what?
I really
you've
don't.
already skydived.
Yes. I don't really care to travel that much, to be honest with you. I really don't enjoy it.
Really?
What do you mean you don't enjoy
Traveling's
it?
the best.
You don't enjoy the process of getting there? Like
Yeah.
you don't like the air flight, or you just don't like being away from home?
No. I don't. I like being away from home. I mean, that's why I have garage beers.
You call that away from home?
One service.
Your attached garage is away from home?
Right. One service door away from being yelled at.
See you, babe. I'm taking a vacation. I'll be right over here.
Muss is taking his red shoes out to the garage and clicking them together.
I don't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life.
No, I just don't. The flight part of it, I hate going through TSA. I hate all that stuff.
You hate that stuff so much that it overshadows where you're actually going to end up. Like your final destination is not enough of a pull to get you through that little sucky time.
Yeah, no, God forbid, like when we're playing in London with the Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
Time.
I'm so happy that I'm going to be here. I mean, it's going to suck because it's going to be early in the morning here, but no, I do not want to spend that much time in a plane.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
No.
Crazy.
You know what by the way, this is,
And by fascinating, I mean weird.
I'm not
weird.
trying to break news or tell you something you don't know, but they have booze on flights.
Oh, I know. I'm very aware.
So sure, it's like a 9-hour flight.
Yeah.
There's booze at the airport. There's booze on the flight. There are pubs in London.
This is true. All things true, but it's just a pain in the ass to get there.
So airport
for me,
flight.
I just don't. I don't enjoy it. I don't even like flying out to. Hey, we're going to go out to Vegas. I don't like that flight. It's not that long a flight.
So think about this: you could have drinks at the airport, on the flight, and in London pubs. You'd rather go garage, treadmill, shower.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
I love it.
Fascinating.
Oh, this coming from you, who doesn't get outside at all. You're down in your basement with your 62 damn degrees.
Sounds amazing.
Just hammering away.
Yeah, the only thing that you actually go out for is canes.
The
sun,
chicken spot.
There are so many parts of your body the sun has never seen.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know that. Yeah. He lays spread eagle in his backyard.
What is that called again? The bit that we made fun of where people like aim their BHs
Isn't it like
at the
starfishing or something?
No,
like
it's
that?
something like that.
They aim their bee at the sun.
Yeah, well, they
What is
get-
that called, Zach?
Sun bleaching?
Yeah, sun bleaching. The fister.
Rosie.
The rim protector.
All right, Rosie.
Not that.
God, why did he say the rim protector?
I don't know why he says anything.
The butt.
Stop it!
All right.
So there's actually a group of people that do this?
Oh, yeah. That's what you're supposed to. It's supposed to like increase your testosterone.
Oh, really?
Walking around naked on a beach.
Or you just want to
get
make
that, you get that direct sunlight right in the old nutsack.
So you want to get stage ready is what you're basically doing, right?
Sure. I got close to it, sniffed around, and went, I don't like this.
So wait, I didn't know that was for testosterone. Really?
Yeah,
so you're
for
supposed
guys.
to easy bake oven your balls?
Yeah, you just like what you just instead of like it's like
Really?
instead of like earthing or grounding and walking around on the ground with bare feet, you just lay down. You get in the birthing position.
Rosie here for my boys.
Yep. And you just point that taint right at the sun.
Interesting.
Well, even though he was, in the prone position, he still had a lot of force.
Oh, my God, Mark.
You're an expert on this.
Yeah, you're not even here. It's called,
What do they call that in yoga? The baby position, where you like lay on your back and you pull your feet up and you grab like your big toes with your hands.
Just a hard position.
It's PERINEUM sunning.
Perineum.
We've talked about this. Yeah.
Isn't that the technical term for your taint?
Yeah, it's called
that's
AKA
the actual name.
butthole sunning.
Yeah, butthole sunning.
Every day,
But it's not
must
so
make
much-
our lives way easier.
Yeah, it's not so much for your BH. It's for your testes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It has no proven benefits.
No, it does
according
not.
To this
Yeah, but
Absolutely not.
you're living good, though,
it's
when
just
you
a
have time
theory.
to do that.
Yeah, you are. You know what? If you are able to do that, I don't think that you need an increase in testosterone. I think that you're pretty self assured that you're fine.
Yeah, or even if you're not self-assured, you don't care.
You
right?
don't, yeah.
You're
either way, I mean, that's
a form of self-confidence for sure.
But is that what you say to the police, by the way? When you're like, I'm sorry.
Well,
my balls need some D.
That's exactly how this started, right? How Sauce said, well, you said it was for testosterone, and Sauce then said, there's no proven angle there. That's exactly what happened. Some guy is just sitting there tanning him.
Craps.
Right? In the baby position. Somebody else walks up on him and is like, what are you doing? I have low testosterone.
Yeah.
Don't shame me.
Yeah.
My doctor told me to do this.
I'm doing this for my...
What?
Nope.
Like I picture the type of guys that do this. Like when you see Instagram people like saying that they're doing this, it's like all these like, kind of like really buff like fitness model guys that are like out there like these wellness influencers. It's not those guys that are doing it. It's like the Russell Brands of the world that are out there on his little plantation. He'll wake up in the morning. He'll have his little matcha tea that he whisks up himself. And then he goes out there and lays on his back naked and points his BH at the sun. That's the type of
Sounds easy.
Or it's somebody like Tommy who's tired of paying to get it bleached.
Sure.
Just do it now. It's like spray tanning versus just tanning in the sun. This is a free way to change the color.
Your deep knowledge of this, Ben, is really intriguing.
I may have looked it up a time or two,
So it opened up a whole...
You didn't do this in Cabo at all.
No.
Did your lovely new bride?
No.
I'm watching this.
Oh, Mark, we know.
And that is the fascinating thing. If you look this up, I don't think that women do this. I think that they can.
I'll throw in a plug.
And I think that getting some sunlight down there probably feels pretty good. But it's mostly dudes.
Sauce, what do you think about when you look up at the sun and you see the sunlight shining?
That should be in my butt.
Somebody who will remain nameless, but you guys can all guess who texted me this. I won't say who it is. Ben's spot on. Throw an ice pack on it every other 10 minutes.
He'll have to tell us about it on Thursday.
How is his butt?
Throw an ice pack on it every 10 minutes.
To cool it down, I guess.
Just to keep
keep going?
it going as long as possible
Yeah, I
without
guess.
just burning it.
I love
So
the catch.
Tommy said that?
Yeah.
He's sitting there like most kids.
I'm sure he's
burning
done it.
ants, but he's just taking the.
I'm sure it's actually on a warm day. I'm sure it actually feels really relaxing to walk out there,
I don't think it does.
to be in your birthday suit. And and
that part probably.
It's amazing.
And to be like laying in the grass or on the sand, and you just got it pointed up at the sky for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm sure it feels really good.
It's hotter than Uranus.
Oh, Rosie.
You have so many of those from Rose.
And just think, Muss, you could have a drink as you're doing it. You can be sipping on a Corona. If you jump on a plane and go to Cabo, get on the beach,
Leber spot.
Yeah.
just point that sucker right at the sun.
Yep.
Have your Corona.
Sundialing.
Put your sundial out there. Have your Corona in the sand.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
That's worth the TSA.
Yeah, Muss, you seem like a carefree guy.
Yeah.
Have a beer, aim it at the sun, call it a day. Who cares who sees
sounds
it?
amazing.
Yeah, see?
Throw in a cigar. Here we go.
Got to get on a flight, though.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I love the catch.
Oh, my God.
Muss,
Dear God.
Muss, if you're not going to go to London, I'll take one for the team. I'll go in your spot.
Oh, good for you.
When did he say
That's
that?
awesome.
Thanks.
I love to catch.
Will you be doing fan line?
Probably not.
No, okay.
Well, the beauty of though,
Nor do we'll have to do it back
we're
here
going
with
to
me.
the same stadium. Fan line is only going to be like a half hour because remember last year they shut us all
They
out.
kicked us out.
Yeah.
That stadium, it's sick. It's fantastic. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But man, the second the game was over,
You're out.
They want the entire building empty as quickly as possible.
Yep.
They were like, get out of here. We're broadcasting. Don't care.
Yep.
You guys got to wrap it up. What? They gave us like 5 minutes. Like, you got to get out of here in like 5 minutes. Like, what? All right. I guess you guys do it a little differently over here. Just here to sundial myself.
Well, back here, they're sitting there going, oh, but just think about it. You'll be done at like 8 a.m. But I got to get up at 3. I don't want to do any of this.
Just do garage beer drinking. Watch the rest of the NFL
I do
schedule.
that any other day. What?
3?
Well, yeah, prior to, I do some prep.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but
Do it the day
3,
before.
yeah.
No, I don't. It's too damn early.
Sauce, would you like to do sports when we get back?
I thought we just talked more about BH Sunny.
I love it.
Muss is here. Ben is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.
Slap the Fan.
The Power Hour starts at 8 a.m. You can watch it at KFAN.com/watch weekdays at 8 a.m. Powered by Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
Ready, Sauce?
Yeah, man.
Fire away.
Hold on.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Rip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Thank you. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Rockets 111-90. And with that win, Coach Finch will coach the All-Star game. The first Wolves coach since Flip Saunders did it in 2004. Shocking, they're the only two that have ever done it. Ant had a monster third quarter. He ended the game with 32 points. The Wolves will battle the brutal Bulls tomorrow, Maxo, at 7 in Chicago.
Yeah, it should be another win for them. And even though it's felt like the sky is falling around here lately with the Timberwolves, they have won 5 of their last 7, and I believe they're still right back in first place, or at least a half game or a game out of it. So they're still right near the top. Good for Finch. It'll be cool to actually see some Timberwolves representing at the All-Star game this upcoming weekend or next weekend. I forget when it is, and I'm sure with the injury situation and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if Rudy Gobert gets a call. He probably should have. He's the defensive anchor on the best defensive team in the NBA, but I get that to some degree it's a popularity contest. But yeah, last night the Wolves were pretty in control for most of the game. The Rockets are a good defensive team, but the Wolves, like I said earlier, it was vintage Wolves. They came out, just pulled away in that third quarter. Anthony Edwards, what you said, he outscored the Rockets in the third quarter or something along those lines. So he was incredible. The Wolves are blocking everything yesterday. So yeah, good win for them, but not a super exciting game, but exciting that Finch and Ant and Cat get to go to the All-Star game. That'll be awesome.
The NBA trade deadline is this Thursday at 2 p.m. Everybody is assuming that the Wolves are looking for a point guard.
Yeah, I've heard that they made an offer for Tyus Jones, Minneapolis native, used to play here. He would be great off the bench. Not really like a huge scoring threat, but I think he would kind of be basically the Mike Conley of the bench and just control the offense and help it flow. So they do need some help. I've heard their name mentioned with Malcolm Brogdon, Bojan Bogdanovic. They're clearly looking for shooting and or like a point guard to help the flow of the offense off the bench. So I think they need it. Yeah, their bench has struggled at times this season, particularly Shake Milton. So I'm assuming that he would be traded. And yeah, like I said earlier, they're not resting on their laurels. It's cool to at least see their name being thrown around in all these different trade conversations and buyout conversations, because they understand clearly that while they're a really good team and they can make a deep playoff run, they need a little bit more to be a title contender.
Sweet. The Super Bowl kicks off this Sunday. That game is between the Niners and the Commanders. The Commanders are 1.5. I'm just kidding. The Niners are 1.5 point favorites. According to ESPN, the over-under is 47.5. Game time is 5:30.
So, Benjamin, a week ago, you and Chris were thinking about betting on it. This could have been your last opportunity, but Chris isn't here today. You are still rolling with the Chiefs side of it? He wants the Niners?
Yes.
Have you guys talked about it better, or is that not on the table?
No, we have not talked about it, and I should shoot him a text and just see if he's still on. But I'm down for a hundy. I'll take the Chiefs +2. Is that what they are right now?
DraftKings has a -2, yeah. Niners 2-point favorites.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take that bet. I'll be on the Chiefs side of that.
He seemed interested when we talked to him on Thursday or Friday. He seemed like he still was leaning Niners.
Yeah. I heard you guys briefly talk about it, and it's not like we haven't talked about this before in this last week, but I think yes, on paper, the Niners are probably the more talented team, but they haven't played like it. Right. I mean, it's like I still can't. You guys might need to explain to me like how the betting world works, because I don't quite understand why they would intentionally set the line like that. So they want all the money to go on the Chiefs. Like, I don't really understand why Vegas wants to do that.
No, they want it even.
So again, explain that to me. Like, why would you intentionally set the wrong line?
Well, they're not. Well, what do you mean setting the wrong line? They're not. I mean, even they're not setting the line incorrectly. They're setting it based on where they think the money will fall evenly. Right? They want it's like the balancing number. It's the like, kind of the middle opinion number. Does that make sense? Like,
no, because in this situation, because normally Vegas to me gets it when they analytically look at the teams on who is going to how you would handicap this game. Mm-hmm. We're going to give this team 3 points. We're going to give this team 2 points. Whatever. The fact that there's any sort of points being given to the Chiefs, it boggles my mind. I mean, I think did we all not watch the playoffs? Did we all not collectively watch the playoffs and think that the Chiefs rolled more convincingly in the playoffs than the Niners did? And the Niners had home field advantage.
Yeah.
So I personally don't understand how you can look at it from the way that they played, maybe even the talent of which they have on the team. And you're talking about a Hall of Fame quarterback already in Patrick Mahomes going against the guy that is being hotly debated whether or not he even belongs in any sort of conversation at quarterback, and that team's favored? That's the thing I don't understand.
Well, don't forget also, like the entire year, not the entire year, the back half of the year, the Ravens and Niners were the 2 Super Bowl favorites the whole way.
Yeah.
So the fact that they got there probably shouldn't shock any of us that they're at least in the conversation to be favored. Right? This is a slight favorite. Right? Sauce at a 1.5 on ESPN bet. It's 2 points on DraftKings. This is pretty close to an even matchup. Yep. Right? So it's not like one team is a touchdown plus favorite. I feel even if you had told me the Chiefs were 1 point favorites, I would have been a little surprised, but that still would have made sense to me because it's Mahomes.
Yeah,
this should be a very close line, so I'm not surprised that the Niners are slightly favored.
I just feel like it should be, if it's going to be skewed anyway. I think it would make a lot of sense if the Chiefs were the 2 point favorite versus the Niners. And keep in mind, the Niners hosted the Ravens and got shellacked. And then the Chiefs go out to the Ravens and beat them. So in a world of common opponents, and then they're going to play on a neutral field. I don't know. That's why
Chiefs lost to the Vikings.
No, they didn't.
Huh?
The Vikings.
Oh, that was San Francisco.
Yeah.
But that was
sorry. My bad.
Yeah, that was
80%. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, no Williams.
Yeah,
I don't think Fred Warner played.
I think you're right.
But we didn't have JJ, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean,
but what you're talking about, though, I have a friend that is a professional baseball gambler, and what he tells me now, again, he works 6 to 8 hours a day grinding analytics, right? But you're talking about your instinct, just watching the eye test between Chiefs and Niners.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is what the pros do, right? They don't look at the line. They do hours and hours and hours of analysis, statistical breakdown, and set their own line based on their own research, and then look for the biggest gaps. Right, so if you had done all 8 hours of research, and you're like, man, I think the Chiefs should be like 4 or 5 point favorites here, and then you see the Niners are 2 point favorites, then that's a massive edge. That's where you push. Make sense? That's what the pros do. They're looking for giant discrepancies, and you fade the public.
No, I guess it sort of makes sense to me, but I guess at the same time it doesn't. Like, I have faith that Vegas usually gets it right. By and large, they do a phenomenal job of like looking, finding every little advantage, disadvantage, and whatever, and setting these lines and getting people to bet certain ways and whatever. I totally get that. I'm not trying to say that they have it wrong. I just can't believe I have it so off. Like I myself, of watching some of these games, like how am I that? I mean, I know it's not like a huge line. It's not like it's 6 points, 7 points, but the fact that the Chiefs aren't favored at all, I guess I'm second guessing what my eyes are watching when I'm watching these playoff games.
So here's what I was just told from somebody that would know. This person said the sharp money came in when the Niners were -1, and that's why it moved back to -2. Because remember when the line first came out, I think it was like 2.5 or 3. The Niners opened up as, and then it moved down to 1 pretty quickly. So he's saying the big money and the sharp money, the Sharks, once it hit -1. They all went in on the Niners. So it sounds like the smart money thinks the Niners are going to win. But
so
again,
they moved the line just to make sure that you're getting more bets.
Because the big money came in and moved the money backwards.
So it really has nothing to do with what they really think is who's going to win. It's basically how can we get people to bet? Is that factual?
I guess that's what I'm asking. Are they setting this line because they think this is if no bets were to be made, we're like, we really think that this team is 2 points better on a neutral field? Or is this a gambling manipulation lever that they want to use to get money to go a certain way, to get people to get interested?
Well, but it's also like it's supply and demand though too, right? Let's if the line is ridiculously wrong for the sharks, right? For the sharp money, the professional bettors, they're going to exploit the hell out of it. They have to find a number that's not quote exploitable by people who think they know what they're doing. Does that make sense too? Like if it is Chiefs are 5-point favorites. The sharp money, the big money is going, that's ridiculous. The Niners are the better team. We're betting the house, right? Because they're going to exploit bad lines over the course of forever. So they're really not probably doing a bad job of explaining this. Vegas then truly believes the Niners are the better team. Does that make sense?
So you think the Vegas truly believes the Niners? Okay, that's I guess in the essence, as I boil all of this down,
they might be.
As I boil all this down, that's what I think I'm most surprised about in my own view of looking at this game, how it shapes out. The Lions gave that game away. The Niners didn't win that game.
Yeah,
the Lions gave that game.
Yeah, they were
the Lions team. Throughout the playoffs. I think the Niners have not been the better team on the field per se. They are winning these games, yes. I think the Chiefs have taken a command in some of the games they've played, and they have changed their stuff. We can talk about all the things. I guess I'm just surprised that I have it so wrong, at least as of right now, less than a week away. And they could play. They're going to play this game on Sunday, and I could be completely wrong. And the Niners win this game, and I would be happy because I don't want the Chiefs to win. But if I'm a betting man and I'm going to put money on this, I'm like, I feel like this is an easy bet.
But you're talking about, that's one of my favorite moments as a very, very casual sports gambler, right? I've never put really, really ridiculous, serious money. It's like $50 or $100 or $200 at a game, whatever. Not the end of the world. That's the best feeling in the world is when you haven't seen the line and you're like, hey, man, the Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to bet the Chiefs. Then you see that you're like, I'm getting points. Fantastic. That's a great little bonus when the team that you blindly believe is going to win is getting free points. 100%.
Yeah. I guess that's
you get a couple of points for free.
That's just where my mentality is at, and I'm just surprised that it's not more of a bigger the majority of the people aren't thinking the same thing. If I had $1,000 to put on this game, and I saw this line make, I'm going to put 1,000 on the Chiefs, 100%.
Sure.
It would give me a pause if they're like Chiefs 3.5. I'd be like,
yeah, take the points. What side are you on?
I have the 49ers with Hawk. I don't want Brock Purdy to win a Super Bowl.
Wonder why.
So I would take the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would be on the Chiefs.
Mahomes is so hard to bet against.
I know. It's like Brady. Yeah. It's like Brady back in the day. You can't bet against him.
He'll find a way.
Everybody said he's never played a road game. He won 2 straight. Both of them, I think, he was underdogs in both of them.
Underdogs in both.
Right. The Chiefs, but I think the other comeback, and if we're going to talk more gambling, which is the best, if I were in Vegas, I would money line the Chiefs. Because if by the end of Sunday, I would bet it's a 1.5. I bet it gets down to 1.5, maybe a point. If it gets down that close, I would just money line.
The Chiefs are plus 105 on the money line, so it's almost even money.
Yeah.
Niners are minus 125.
Yeah. I mean, right. I like the Chiefs. And not for my hatred of Brock Purdy. I just don't. He's the best quarterback of all time. I don't know how you can.
Yeah.
And they should have lost both of those games that they played in.
I think so too.
Plus, their defense is way better.
The Lions. How did I know it's a week old. How did the Lions? I was like 0.7. How did the Lions just fold?
I don't know. The funny thing is, as we're going to break, is that You want your take on Brock Purdy to be so right, correct? That you want Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and this whole thing, this whole tired bit.
Taylor Swift is on the field the whole time.
You want them to win.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can still be right. He can still win a Super Bowl and still be regarded as a game manager. It can happen both ways.
It's funny you bring that up because I said this last week while Sauce was gone. I think Brock Purdy is very good. I don't quite get why everybody hates him. I don't really care. I just am so fascinated by how much Sauce hates him.
I can't stand him.
I want him to be wrong way more than I want to be right. I don't even care if I'm right. I want him to be wrong because he hates him so much, and I don't understand it. He just had led the league in quarterback rating or passer rating.
Sure.
Broke the Niners record for passing yards in a season. Last time I checked, Young and Montana played there.
Yeah.
Was the MVP favorite with about 3 weeks to go in the season. I think in his career now he's something like 21-5. The kid wins, throws 70% completion percentage, like a 3-1 touchdown interception. Like everything he does is off the charts good. And he's just hated.
He plays on an all-star team.
Yeah, so does everybody else.
But the thing is, and we can continue this after the break. The funny thing is, I agree more with Sauce than disagree with Sauce.
Thank you.
And I don't think that is like you have to be despair. Like you're not saying that he's a bad quarterback. You're just saying like there are levels and tiers of quarterback play, and I don't think that he's a tier 1 quarterback.
And how is it his fault that he just happens to have a ton of weapons and a system that's really, really good?
And I think that's
and what he's not doing is essing the bed in that system.
Right.
You can't put up the numbers that he has and be bad. That's the most preposterous thing, right?
No, he's not bad.
There are people that are arguing that he's not
I don't
good.
think that. Yeah.
Or I've seen people use the word terrible.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not terrible. He's just not elite.
No one's saying
he's not a
Patrick
guy.
Mahomes.
He's not going to win a game for you. He can lose a game for you. He's not going to win a game.
He definitely can win games for you.
Yeah,
I definitely think he can win. I think he's good enough to win games for you.
So when we come back, let me pose a question in a different way about Brock Purdy.
Does it relate to the Vikings? Because it's Vikings news kind of when we get back.
Sure.
What a tease.
The Power Trip Morning Show is making their return to Las Vegas. See them as they broadcast live from Sin City, April 10th through the 13th. Travel packages are available now. Just head over to KFAN.com and make the keyword calendar to secure yours before they're gone.
Nailed it. Brilliant. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Crystal clear. Well done.
Sound like a bullhorn.
I love it.
What's wrong with that? It's just professional broadcasting.
Right. Loved it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's been a precedent set. Who cares?
Right.
KFAN.com, keyword Vegas. Michael J. Mussman III. You will be in Augusta.
Yes.
And not be joining us.
I'll be at the Masters.
On Power Trip Vegas 2024.
I'll miss you guys, but it'll be a blast.
Yeah.
We got a sweet house that we're staying in, and pool and hot tub and the whole works.
Pond to be better.
Maybe. Well, yeah, no. Maybe, I'll live Ben's dream and, sun bleach my BH.
Okay.
And Tommy would go down.
But you can join us. Book your trips right now and come with the Power Trip Morning Show to Vegas, April 10th through the 13th, KFAN or KFAN.com/Vegas. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it's Masters weekend, man.
Masters weekend.
UFC 300.
Wild.
Who's in that?
It's a big deal.
Who's in that, Maxo?
Right now, Dana White kind of boxed himself in a corner here because he hyped it up so much, and so far all the announcements have been pretty underwhelming. I mean, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, that should be a banger of a fight. I mean, Charles Oliveira, they got good names on there, but not the marquee matchups. I mean, it's 300. It's a banner event. People are thinking that we're going to get multiple title unifications, maybe even comebacks from the likes of Brock Lesnar or Ronda Rousey, which Brock Lesnar is not going to be anywhere in front of a camera these days after those allegations came out a couple weeks ago. But so it's been really underwhelming so far for how big it was hyped up by Dana himself. But I guess there's still time.
And again, we don't want to undersell the wild angle. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Regardless of how the rest of the season goes. I've heard T-Mobile is an awesome place to watch the Golden Knights. And our squad's going to be there when we're there. Go watch the Wild in Las Vegas.
Yeah, man.
And there's just no better show in professional sports than a Vegas Golden Knights game. I'm sorry. That is, they do such a good job. And then it'll be Friday night, so they'll have nightclub. So what they'll do is for the entire second intermission, they'll turn the lights off. They'll have strobes and like a full DJ You can just get crazy out there, man. It's going to be fun.
Better show than the Knights or Excalibur?
Ooh. Yes, they played this one last time. I'm not even kidding. And they have lights that are in sync and just oh, it's so good. I can't wait.
Will you be sober?
No. Oh.
Will you have a glow stick?
That is the best idea I've ever heard, Ben. I'm going to buy some glow sticks before we go.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like one of those things, the rings that you go around your neck. Okay. Maybe some bracelets. A headband.
Put your hands down.
I don't know. Light
we may have a few left over from Halloween. That's what the kiddos wear during Halloween.
Way too short shorts.
Your mic's on.
What?
Well, now you're publicly fantasizing.
Hey, Ben.
Yes.
Before we get back to the Purdy thing, I know only I care about mock drafts, but I'm just going to give you these two names, and I just want your quick thoughts. So Matt Miller, who is now Todd McShay, because Todd McShay got let go.
Yep.
He came out with his ESPN mock draft. The two players he has, it's 2-round, 11th overall pick, which I also think is going to be the first defensive player taken.
Correct.
Dallas Turner. He has the Vikings taking at 11.
Wait, stop right there for those of us who haven't studied mock drafts as much as you two have.
Yep.
Is that a common thought that the top 10 is all offense?
Yeah.
Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line.
Yeah.
Man.
3 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers, and then 2 offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
And then 1 tight end. Does that equal 10? Because Brock
whatever equals 10.
Sorry, yeah.
So that's a common thought. That if the Vikings stay put, they could have their pick of the litter and get the best defensive player in the draft by not moving an inch.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. So,
wow.
And then
that's fantastic if they stay put.
Because I'll quickly go, just the top 3 it's 3 quarterbacks, and then the 4th pick is a wide receiver, the 5th pick is a wide receiver, the 6th pick is a wide receiver. It's an offensive tackle. He does have a corner going at 8, but then the rest are offensive tackles. Anyway, but at 41, he has them taking Michael Penix with the 41th overall pick.
41th?
41st, sorry.
And we have a
title of the podcast.
41st overall. 11th.
Should I play this?
41th.
The Radco thing?
Sure.
It's time for Vikings News on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco, your truck accessories pro.
Yeah, this is Vikings News. We're talking draft, and then Ben has that other thing he wants to get to. But Michael Penix, 41th. Your thoughts?
So my initial thought is I would be a little scared that you wouldn't. It's all the 5th-year deal. I think that he would be there. But I think that you could sell me as the fan that, look, we know that we could probably get him at 41 because all the other teams that have, that are picking ahead of us, they address their quarterback needs in their first pick in the first round. But it's that 5th-year option. And again, it all comes down to what we're going to do with Kirk if we bring anybody in. Is there going to be a bridge quarterback? If there's going to be a bridge quarterback, I think you have to get that 5th-year option on Penix or whoever it is. Doesn't have to be Penix, but in this situation, hypothetically, it could be Penix. I think that you want that 5th-year option because if he sits for a year or two, then you're going to want as much time to evaluate him to give him the second contract and see if he's your franchise guy. If you wait at 41, you get a 4-year deal. You get that. If you get a 5th year, you could try to get the 5th year, signed and all that other stuff. But you're not going to have as much time to evaluate. So I think that getting back into the first round and going to get your quarterback late in the first round makes the most sense to me to make sure that you get the guy that you want. You guarantee you get the guy that you want. You guarantee you get the 5th year. But again, we're going to know 6 weeks in advance if we're going to have Kirk Cousins back or if we're going to have some said bridge quarterback, whether it's Baker Mayfield or somebody else. Muss, you kind of mentioned the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. I would love to see the Kirk Cousins thing. I also love how fans will sit there and go, "Well, he's going to give us the hometown discount." No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He has never done it yet.
No.
And it's not him. It's not him making that decision necessarily. I mean, it's his representation and stuff like that. So whatever. But yeah, Baker Mayfield is a definite possibility for this team. As you're mentioning, that bridge quarterback. I like Penix, honestly, and I'm basing this off of one game, so that's really not a good deep dive by any means. But just watching him, even in a loss, his arm strength is crazy good. Yeah. And if you look at what KOC and his offense, what he likes is that you have to have that arm strength. You have to be able to make those throws, and a lot of them outside the numbers. And that guy, even off a back foot, was able to launch that ball.
Here's why I think they're going to be in a quarterback pinch. What the rumor that is kind of percolated for a while with the Viking or with Kirk Cousins is him going to Atlanta. Raheem Morris is now the head coach in Atlanta. It's his kind of second time as a head coach.
Cousins' in-laws are in Atlanta.
But he's not going to go into this with a pre-made team that he has with a rookie quarterback or the quarterbacks he has, because this might be his last chance. I think the Kirk to Atlanta is even stronger with Raheem Morris as the head coach. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think that you could. I think that you could make the argument either way. There's not a lot of free agent quarterbacks out there to be had, so he's the top guy. They have a ton of cap space. They can pay him. All they need offensively with all the weapons they have is just a smart, cerebral quarterback that can deal. Just deal the ball out, be efficient. We don't getting the bonus air yards down the field on big plays. They can work into that, dude. Just competently get the ball out, to your freak players that you have on offense, and let those guys do the work. Let those guys run after catch. So, I think Kirk fits that mold for them. I think he brings the leadership that they want. I think he brings stability to the position. I think it makes a lot of sense. I could also make the argument that all they really need is a quarterback that can just be Brock Purdy-like. If you're just efficient and you just pass the ball and check the ball down, make the smart play, you don't have to go above and beyond and be the superstar quarterback because of the weapons they have on offense. So I can see their argument going both ways. Like, you know what? Let's spend the money elsewhere. Let's do something else. We can still win with the talent that we have, because they have done a good job of adding drafted talent, college talent onto that team offensively. Maybe they don't have to go out and spend $45 million guaranteed money, in Kirk Cousins.
They would dominate that division, though, if they had him. They'd win it every year that he was on. I mean,
it is
2-15, 7-10, and both of the other teams finished 9-8.
It's much more of a guarantee.
Yeah,
it's much more of a guarantee that they are going to compete and win that division if Kirk Cousins is on that team.
Yeah,
but I think if he had faith that competently we can find a quarterback, it's not going to be the quarterbacks they have on their offense right now. But if they can go out and find a guy to be efficient, maybe they go that route.
Last thing on the draft bit, he has Bo Nix going 12th overall.
I think that's way too high.
To Denver.
I think that's way too high for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I think there really is, that's a desperation move. I really think that there is a big drop off in talent from the top three to the rest.
I agree.
I think Bo Nix is right there with Penix and being, maybe probably a second round grade. But look, if you dial in on your quarterback that you want, like the Lions did in the last draft, they said, we don't care what you guys think about Jack Campbell. We don't care what you guys think about Gibbs. Like, we're taking the guys that we want to fit our offense. If they think that Bo Nix is going to fit their offense, that's what Sean Payton wants. He's like, hey, here's my next Drew Brees. Take him.
Yeah, Bo Nix at 11 would scream Christian Ponder. The fans would be like, we're panicking again. That's immediately what they would think.
Well, the thing is, I can't use that argument for Denver, and then we have the pick ahead, and then we take Penix, and they could say, like, we don't care. We don't care if he's we don't care if he's graded as a second round.
We're not going to wait.
We're not going to wait. We're just going to take the guy that we want, and that's it. But again, I think for us, it comes down to, and really it comes down to them. Who's your quarterback when it comes to April 1st? April 1st, who's your quarterback in each team? If you have none, then maybe you just take the guy at 11 and just call it good.
Back to Baker, and then we can take a break here. Baker just had a rejuvenating season for his career, correct? Everybody loves what Baker did this year.
At the end of the Rams season, and then this last season, yes.
If I'm Baker's agent, I don't settle for a, quote, bridge contract.
No.
Right? I want a contract, right? A big one. I want like a 4-year deal with a ton of money.
Yeah, I would take a 4-year deal.
So that's what I'm saying, though. The people that are basically saying, let's have Baker for a year or two while we wait for somebody else. Baker wants a deal.
He's done doing that.
Right. And he just had the season, which timed out perfectly. He's a free agent, and he just had a kick-ass comeback year. So, I don't know. I think he's going to be hard to get. I don't think he's going to be cheap either.
He won't cost as much as Cousins.
Less than Cousins, but still a ton. And again, you might have to add more years.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. The years tacked onto that. Like, if you can get Baker, well, yeah, we're talking crazy hypotheticals, but you're right. I think that Baker's probably looking for more longevity than Kirk is at this point in time.
Yep. All right, we'll do a quick Fan 5 when we come back. Headlines in the 8 o'clock hour. More with Muss and Ben Leber after